And here's what's happening at Utopia Farms today. 2 strikes, they're out. The grass is just perfect for them right now.
And we have way better luck this way, but keeping the lambs away from the mothers.
Arnie's just checking to see how dry it is. It's the fact that we're working out in this humidity that's the killer. No puddles out there, out the door. There's always one that has to want to stray from the flock. Let's get started. So this is our straggler group that we decided to give a second chance to. A lot of them are first timers. But we've left them in this main barn. They're just eating old first cut hay because they were in breeding groups and didn't get pregnant. They're a bit overweight because they were eating pregnancy ration. So we figured they may as well just spend the summer in here eating dry hay so that they can get fit for having lambs this fall. 2 strikes, they're out. But I'm looking at these girls, and we just assumed that they were all open, and maybe had some fat bags, but these are not fat bags. Fat bags or fat udders are when the sheep get overweight and they have a kind of a little fatty udder, but these ones have little udders that are drying up. So my guess is that some of these we hadn't brought over to the coverall when they lost lambs. We got to scan them all and check them. We haven't done that yet. We just knew that this was the group that was left over with no lambs. But I can tell you for a fact that that Suffolk and that Suffolk have udders that are drying up. Those Dorsets here are all ones that were open. White tags first timers. But over here I see another Dorset with a bag and another Suffolk. So I'm thinking half of these lost their lambs and just got put in here, which is good because we don't like to have that many open. These girls are in prime shape, and we thought if we put them onto the pasture that they'd gain even more weight. So these guys are going to go in the first breeding groups because they're looking extremely good. These little guys are heading out to their new paddock again today. This morning we have some more Suffolks in the group coming out. Right now it's morning, so the temperature is a little cooler. They're more inclined to go out in the cooler conditions. Don't eat those. Go in the grass and eat. There's better stuff out there. There they go. A few of them are out here. There's little Spartacus. He's come out. And one of my triplet ewes is heading out too. They can't see the others around the corner, so usually it requires the other ones to lure these guys out. So this morning I opened up the new pasture for the ewe lambs here. These are the older ewe lambs. I kind of rigged up these barriers. They're not very secure, but they should probably hold them in. And this is the pasture they were in. Arnie cut down the weeds and stuff yesterday, so it looks a lot better, but we're going to keep them off it for a couple of weeks to let it grow back. And in the meantime, this little piece here has been dormant for a couple of weeks, and the grass is just perfect for them right now. Perfect length, nice and lush and green. All of them are out, and they have the bonus of a willow tree as well, which is always their favorite treat. Animals love willow trees. It's got to taste really good because I don't know any animal that doesn't love willow leaves. But they're out there. And we're going to leave the rams in because Arnie was a little nervous about the fence here, that now they're old enough that the rams might try get through. So we know for a fact that these sheep come out here, eat, and then they come in to chew their cud. When they do that, we'll shut the gate and let the rams out into their paddock. Were you thinking of coming in already? So we'll just rotate them for a couple of weeks, giving them each time outside. That way we don't have any breakouts. But it's nice to see them in a really nice lush pasture like that. They should be happy here. In the meantime, these guys are not happy, but they will be happy later. We'll let them out later. We got our DNA results back. So later we'll go through the results. We only DNA tested 13. 5 were RR, 6 were QR, and 2 were QQ. So we'll try to show you who was who later on. In the meantime, Arnie cut another little pathway around their paddock to lure them to the back. Shortly he's going to cut that down and bale it up for bedding. Well, a couple stampeded to go in, and now they all have to go in. They all just came running in.
So that's a machine we use for cutting down the barnyards, or we call them the barnyards, the paddocks, and some people call it a bush hog, or whatever you want to call it. It's like a giant lawnmower. Goes behind the tractor, mows down trees, branches, everything. So we're just doing that today, and I'll show you what we did. I'll show you what we did for a second. And we mow down these yards to keep the thistles down, any weeds, depress them, that they don't come back. And any grass that's gone to seed won't regrow, and when you mow it down, the whole field will get green again. So it's called, I guess, Pasture Management. But I'll just show you what we did here. So, gotta watch where I'm walking here. So let's turn this around. So you can see, just mow down all the dirt on the whole yard here, the whole little pasture. This is only, I would guess this is about 4 acres, 5 acres. It's just a little yard we keep the lambs on. We keep the lambs away from the mothers because we feel that the mothers are pooing out parasites and the lambs are picking it up. by keeping the lambs away from the mothers, we won't deworm the lambs at all until December. They'll never get dewormed. And even in December, you would hardly tell if they even had parasites. We just clean them out before the winter. So that's what we believe. We believe that the mothers poo out the parasites because the mothers can tolerate it, and the lambs are picking it up. And we have way better luck this way by keeping the lambs away from the mothers. So the lambs spend the summers in these little yards here while they're getting vaccinated, and they choose who's going to stay, who's not going to stay, and we monitor them in these little yards. So we have 3 little yards here, and I'll just show you, that was just cut down now. This paddock here, see how green it is? It was cut down 10 days ago. So that's what I tell you, when you cut them down, they just regrow nice and lush. And in a couple of days, those lambs will go into here and eat this. And then when this is done in a few days, this will be all green in a week, and they'll be back in here. And there's a couple thistles. I don't know if you can see it. There's one right there in the fence line. I'll just go with the pointed shovel and just knock them off, because they're going to seed over the yards, and I don't want that. There's a couple right there. Max, what are you doing? Come on. So that's what we do. Just a couple of yards, and that's what I did today. And actually, I cut down all the rest of the hay today for dry baling. We're going to take a chance that we can get it all done. There is rain coming in the middle of the week, and today's Saturday. So hopefully we have some luck here, and we'll get it all done. And we're probably about 2 to 3 weeks away from cutting third cut. The third cut's probably 10 inches high already. Maybe 2 weeks. I mean, it might grow faster than you think. I'll just, as soon as the second cut shows a little bit of flowers in the alfalfa, I'll take it down. So that's how I'm going to determine when I'm going to cut that alfalfa, second cut. That manure pile, there's a lot sitting there. That will take me 3 to 4 days to get rid of that pile. It's basically just rotting down now, decaying down, which I like because it's easier to spread. So that manure is going to sit there probably until the beans come off in November. And then we'll get the spreader in, and we'll take it away. Hopefully the whole pile away. So I know it's kind of a mess, kind of an eyesore, but it's, yeah, we do, like half the year our sheep are in the barns having lambs, and so this is an issue you have to deal with, the manure. Now this is a whole cement platform, so it's all sitting on a cement platform, and it's not a big job, tedious job, but it'll all come out probably in November. When the beans come off, we have lots of land to cover with beans, to cover up the manure in the bean fields.
So right now, Arnie's gone out to our front paddock where the ewe lambs are grazing. These would be the medium group of ewe lambs, the February lambs. And he cut it down where they'd grazed. And it didn't look like we'd get any hay off it, but there's a little bit there, quite like enough to make windrows there, as you can see. Because they've been in here picking away at it and grazing, this will be used basically for bedding, because it's no longer prime hay or anything, but it will make perfect bedding, or it should. Arnie's just checking to see how dry it is. And then he's going to continue on. If we're real lucky with this little dry spell we've had, we might be able to clear up all the first cut in the next few days, before we start shearing again and before the rain hits again. Fingers crossed, you guys. As usual, the majority of the lambs are in the barn. Arnie's done raking this already. But we do have a loyal crew of sheep that do regularly come out to this pasture. And I see they're out here right now, even while he's working. There they are. We're going to head back and do one attempt at bringing the rest of the lambs out here. See what they want to do. But in the heat of the day, they don't like to come out. It's just sweltering out here. And I think it sounds like farmers do nothing but complain about the weather. And we do. It's like our number one topic of conversation because it affects our lives so intimately. And like I was sitting on the porch having a break, and I thought, God, if I wasn't farming, this is just a beautiful day. But it's the fact that we're working out in this humidity that's the killer. Okay, time to bring you fair weather sheep out for some munching. I think you'll like it. Me, you look like you could do with some food. Yeah. Oh, don't cough. You're not feeble. You can go out there. You'd love it. And you guys. It's really nice out there. There's windrows of hay to eat. No puddles out there. Out the door. They're going the wrong way. Down the alley is not where the feed is. The feed is in the field. Okay. Let's try this again. Back. Oh, I shut the gate.
Yeah, but that's what I think.
Okay, they all go to the gate thinking they're going to go back in. If they see the others in the field, they should be motivated. Don't go ahead of them, Max.
Oh, yes. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Move up there.
Go on. Go on.
They don't like the heat.
No kidding. But they might like it that it's all set out in feed trough format. Or they'd be more interested in the mower to go under there and get stuck. Now they should discover behavioral psychology, that there's a reward to this. They've split off. It's always not ideal when they split off from each other. Okay, Arnie's group just can't figure it out. But the group over here really figured it out. They should be really happy with it. And one got by me when I was trying to fix my camera. So I'll see if I can get the one back. Now we're gonna bring these girls in who've been grazing in their nice new lush pasture, so that the rams can have their turn outside. Fair's fair.
Not bad.
There's always one that has to want to stray from the flock.
Their bellies are all full. You can make this last a little longer if you control it a little bit. Come on. You look at the bellies on them. They're really full. Come on, guys. They probably rather sleep under that little.
Okay, now the boys are going to have their turn. They'll be happy about that.
These guys go up there till tonight. Come on, move.
Hi, buddies. Hi, buddy. How you doing? You look lovely. You look really nice. The majority of the lambs stayed out there. They're enjoying that freshly cut hay. The fair weather ones, of course, ran in. And today, I'm a fair weather sheep too, because it's scorching and I'm heading in. So, not much happening today. It's hard to work when it's this hot out, but we'll be back again tomorrow, so no worries. Until then, bye for now.